This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service claimed in a statement released today that Yerevan plans to replace at least part of the Russian wheat it imports with supplies from Ukraine. In a highly emotional post titled Yerevan's Kiss, written in a tone far from official, the agency claimed the following: Yerevan is ready to weaken yet another bond with Moscow. For years, Armenia has been buying grain from Russia. Now, for political reasons, the Armenians supposedly want to cut the cord and help Ukraine by purchasing part of the needed wheat volumes. The statement also claimed that the European Union would compensate Armenia for the price difference between cheaper Russian and more expensive Ukrainian grain. The agency is known for releasing similar propaganda-style commentaries that often resemble satirical essays rather than formal intelligence briefings. Speaking to reporters in Yerevan today, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan dismissed the allegations outright. "It is utter nonsense," he said. Armenia imports roughly 70% of its annual wheat consumption, essential for bread and flour production, and nearly all of it currently comes from Russia. Earlier this month, a Russian freight train carrying wheat arrived in Yerevan for the first time since the Soviet Union's collapse. The delivery was made possible after Azerbaijan lifted its ban on the transit of goods destined for Armenia through its territory, enabling cheaper rail transportation compared to trucking via Georgia. Given the timing, it appears illogical for Moscow to accuse Yerevan of seeking alternative wheat supplies just days after the resumption of direct rail deliveries from Russia. Only 33.7% of people in Armenia believe that the ongoing US-mediated normalization between Armenia and Azerbaijan will bring real peace, according to a nationwide survey published yesterday. The poll, conducted by the RR Foundation last month among 1,123 respondents, revealed that 65.1% of Armenians do not think the process will help achieve peace. According to slightly more than half of respondents, the Armenian authorities are pursuing the wrong foreign policy, while dissatisfaction with domestic policy is even more widespread, standing at 62.7%. However, 78.6% of respondents said they are against the return of previous governments to power. According to the survey, the country's military and the Armenian church received the highest public approval ratings among institutions at 66.4% and 62.5% respectively. The police also enjoy relatively high trust, with 54.6% of respondents expressing satisfaction. By contrast, 39.5% said they are dissatisfied with the government, while half of those surveyed voiced dissatisfaction with the parliament. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 21.7%. That's the share of Armenians living below the poverty line, according to new data from the country's statistical committee. The rate of extreme poverty stands at 0.6%. Poverty remains more widespread in rural communities, at 26%, compared to 19.3% in urban areas. The average annual salary in Armenia now stands at about $9,300. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.